Alright everyone, after this video, I will finally be caught up to the series. And yet again, the spotlight will be on my precious robots. I hope you guys enjoy the video, so let's get into it. So we begin with another obliteration unit coming to fight Jachi, with Nyudo noting that this one is the same type of model Roya had to use her release on. It manages to dodge one of Jachi's air fists and starts to use elemental abilities on him, which do nothing to him. It then uses one of Kiva's moves, which pisses Jachi off, causing him to go into his release form, slamming it into the ground, which ends up destroying the entire robot factory. Afterwards, Jachi continues to stand in the rubble, waiting, but Nyudo tells him that no more robots will be arriving since he destroyed the area. Jachi just says that they shouldn't be a problem if this is the best they have got, with Nyudo agreeing and leaving to go check on Roya. And let's just say Roya is not looking too hot with Nyudo coming to her telling her about the robot's weakness of the factories. But at this point, she has expended too much energy, so he suggests that she retreat, but she obviously refuses. So Nyudo helps out by casting some magical bullets at the approaching army. But it is blocked by the collective barrier of the robots, so he puts a little more oomph in the next one, destroying the entire army with one blast. Another obliteration unit arrives and absorbs the remnants of the mana from the attack. It then mimics Roya's burst technique, which of course enrages her. She easily deals with it, but basically has no gas left in the tank, with the main unit sneaking up on her, with her being helpless to do anything. Then we see it just release all of its power, finally killing her.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
Nyudo applauds it for defeating her and asks what it should be called, with it saying, friend. So now I think I will be calling it the friend unit from this point on. And it tries to do the typical nice guy act, so Nyudo will come with it to another area. But Nyudo does the same thing, trying to get it to come with him, which it immediately shoots down, and it begins to insult and demean him, trying to provoke a reaction. Nyudo, of course, sees through this, but does acknowledge that a tactic like that will be effective on other demons, and just leaves for now. Nyudo does contemplate that he wants to get the robots on his side somehow, and as he is talking, we see a compilation of the friend units going through multiple environments, collecting data on a few of the other natural enemies, ending the chapter. So again, the demons and robots are the only enemies in this chapter, so I will start with the demons again. Roya has sadly come to an end. Our bug waifu was taken from us by our glorious robot overlords. She, like most of the demons we have seen, was just too prideful. She let the pride of being a demon lord and the anger of her children being killed rule over what she should have done. She should have taken Nyudo's offer to escape and regroup afterwards, since she was exhausted and had no mana left. And for all of her arrogance, she was killed. Jachi, on the other hand, was still having no problem with the third version of the friend unit, with none of its attacks doing anything to him. And we see he goes into his release form again and uses a named move, Vortex Fist, to destroy the unit. I do, of course, think he did not need to use it. He could have beaten it in his restricted base form again, but he just needed to release some anger, with him going off somewhere else yet again. Then finally, Nyudo actually did something for us to gauge how powerful he is in combat. With what I would probably say is a mid-effort attack, he was able to wipe out what seems like an entire wave of robots, which was impressive. And he now wants to gain control over the robots since he sees how useful they can be, but I don't think he ever will, and it may be his undoing in trying to gain control over them instead of what he should be doing, which is trying to completely wipe them out. Alright, that's it for the demons, so let's move on to the robots. Now, for my boys, the first unit I will cover is the one that fought Jachi. It came in with powerful jets, just like the one that fought Roya, and managed to dodge an air fist. Then we saw it using a mimic drive, which I don't think this is them using magic or mana, but using the tech it has at its disposal to mimic the effects of magic it has seen. And it was cool to see that they did log the battle Kiva had with the Naver unit and used one of his attacks on Jachi. And then with all of its elemental effects and even just using brute force, it still cannot get a scratch on Jachi. So I am looking forward to, if Jachi fights another one in the future, if it will be able to at least hurt him. Then getting on to the robots that fought Roya Roach. We got some new feats from the Naver models being able to combine their hard light shields to defend against more powerful attacks. But the main attraction is the friend unit that now has the ability to absorb mana. I am guessing he could convert it into regular energy, but that is not confirmed yet. With it making clones of itself being impressive, since I would think they could actually hit opponents and just help confuse and distract whoever they are fighting, since Roya did not notice the main body snuck up behind her. And then we see it release a concentrated blast of mana that manages to kill Roya but basically destroys the unit's body. Which I have been noticing that the robots have a consistent problem with their bodies not being able to take the amount of power they are dishing out, which is not much of a problem since they quickly get replacements anyway. But it is something they need to fix in the future. The robots have also picked up on that when the demons feel insulted, they tend to get sloppy, allowing them to take advantage of their anger like they did in this chapter. Which would also work on a few of the other natural enemies like the Titans, Neo-Humans, and Medallans. Speaking of which, at the end of the chapter, we see a friend unit squaring off against a small group of Titans, which I could imagine them adapting to their race pretty quickly since they are the most simple sentient natural enemy. Then we see one of them walking through a city infected by the parasites, probably trying to study them to see if they can be useful in the future. And the parasites don't attack them because they are not a living creature, so to them, they might see it as you would see a rock on the side of the road. One is walking through a fiery environment which might be the great volcano from Gaia's Wrath, and they might be scouting it out to see if they can use it as a fuel source. Or it could be walking on Daikokuzan's back, and it's just studying its body, looking for any kind of weakness it may have. With the final one being a friend unit facing off with a Medallan, which it will most definitely lose against, but if the robot ever manages to kill one or recover its body, that would be a major win for them because the tech the Medallans have is insane. Seeing my favorites be so awesome was fantastic to see, but I would love to know what you guys thought about this one. Of course, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you know when I get another video on the series out. Check out my playlist for the series if you want to see my past reviews. And with all that, I think I'm done. So I guess I will see you guys later. Bye guys.